Look who's with us. From MASNsports.com, Mr. Roch Kubatko, on 98 Rock Night, no less.
I mean, there's so many possibilities in your name's Roch. It just works in so many ways.
I think it was just meant to be tonight with you here. But let's have a good discussion about Most Valuable Oriole, because unlike last year where it was a slam dunk, it was going to be Cedric Mullins no matter what. Because of the team being much better as far as up and down their roster, there are a lot of possibilities. And I want to start with Adley Rushman. Although he's not been with the club the entire year, you can't overlook what Adley's done since he got to Baltimore.
Right. And keep in mind that the player has to be on the team currently, so that eliminated Jorge Lopez, who was like the early favorite. But really, Rushman is right now, to me, the obvious guy because it is most valuable. And who's been more valuable than Rushman? And really, the team has taken off since he came up. That is not by coincidence. It's what he offers at the plate, first of all. I mean, you know, his great at-bats, the walks that he draws, and all of a sudden the power starts showing up and driving balls in the gap. He just has a really quality, experienced at-bat every time he comes up there, and also the work behind the plate. I mean, how many balls have we seen that would have been to the backstop last year that he's been able to stop? So he's making the pitching staff better, the enthusiasm, the energy that he brings. To me, right now, he's been there long enough. It's not a tiny sample size. So I had a vote right now. I think he would be the guy. And I don't want to give away my ballot, and I haven't even filled it out yet or received it. But to me, he's really the front runner right now.
He would be my front runner right now, and Roch's voted for this award like 30 straight years, so he has a lot of credibility with it. By the way, Adley's also in the discussion for Rookie of the Year in the American League, so MVO might be the second biggest award he wins this year. All right, I think there has to be some bullpen representation on this list. They've been the rock for this team all year long, so no more Jorge Lopez in the discussion. How about Felix Bautista?
Speaking of impact rookies,
yeah,
I think he might get some votes as well. And what's fascinating with him is this is a guy that had a high walk rate, like every level of the minors, which doesn't usually translate well to the majors, and he's been a strike thrower. He's like a unicorn, a very big unicorn, but you don't see that often. And yes, even before he became the closer, he was a guy that deserved consideration, deserved to be on the ballot, and he's just been huge for them, and not just because of his stature. I mean, he's just the low ERA, the strikeouts, that velocity, that's so impressive. So to me, absolutely, if he's not one right now, I think he's got to be two, and he's pitching in high leverage situations as a rookie and in a pennant race, and we did not know how he was going to fare with that. I wasn't sure if he was even going to be on the 40-man before the Rule 5 draft that never took place, and now look at him, one of the best relievers in baseball.
I need to see Felix Bautista participate in the Little League Classic. To me, there's something quite beautiful about that. The big guy in the Little League Classic. That's going to be amazing, surrounded by kids who are 4'8", to see Felix Bautista. Staying with pitching, Roch, Jordan Lyles taking the ball tonight for the 25th time this year. I get the numbers, but he's been exactly what Mike Elias has been hoping for.
Right, and I asked Brandon Hyde earlier today, has he been what you wanted since he signed? And he said even more than that. And yeah, like some numbers aren't going to jump out at you, the ERA, whatever, but he is bringing exactly what they wanted and more. He's taking the ball every 5 days. He's giving them the starts. He's giving them the innings. And without John Means, he becomes, again, how valuable is he? The word valuable is in this award. And he is a leader of that clubhouse, of that pitching staff, world's best dad. So, you know, he's a guy that's kept them in most games, which they need. And now, of course, the bullpen being better, they've been able to, and the way they rally late, have been able to win games that he set them up for. So I think he's been worth every penny they've been paying him. And again, I think he's given them even more than they wanted. So when it comes to value, you look past some numbers, he's got to be under consideration.
No question about that. And I think you have to have Anthony Santander on this list, Roch, because he leads the club in almost every important power category.
Right, it kind of sneaks up on you a little bit. He leads them in home runs, RBIs, on-base percentage, slugging percentage. So absolutely, how is he not in the discussion? And the key is that he has been able to stay healthy. And they have not been able to do that with him. He's been shut down multiple Septembers because of various injuries. They've been able to keep him on the field. They're DHing him a lot more lately, in part to get more speed in the outfield, but in part just to keep him healthy as the season is becoming more of a grind, the summer months, because he's had trouble playing a full season. But what he's offered both sides of the plate, absolutely, he's got to be under consideration with those numbers, and we do see him taking some ground balls at first as well. But I think he's definitely going to be a guy who's going to, I think, appear on some ballots.
Now, these two players who I'm about to mention, some might have a problem with it just based on their pure offensive production, especially for Cedric Mullins year over year. But you mentioned it, valuable is in the award. When you talk about being a total player, offense, defense, what they do in the base pass, I think you have to consider Cedric Mullins and Jorge Mateo.
You have to. With Mateo, you might look at it and say, well, he's hitting, 229, 279 on base percentage, but he's been much better since July 1st. And also, the 27 stolen bases, that speed element, and what he's done at shortstop. Every once in a while has a little trouble with the routine play, but makes a spectacular play, 2.8 WAR, and a guy who's finally getting a chance to play regularly, and it's like the chicken or the egg. Is he better because he's playing every day, or is he playing every day because he's been better? So absolutely, with the energy he's brought and stuff, he's got to be under consideration. And Mullins, he's making a late push. I dismissed him earlier, but in August, he's slashing 305, 344, 542. So he's still got plenty of time to really put himself into the discussion. Again, I kind of ignored it. He's not going to duplicate that 30-30 season, whatever. He's been much better lately, and we see what he does in center field. And as a primary leadoff guy, and his stolen bases, so he also is somebody that has earned consideration. Again, it's a three-man ballot, but you've got to talk about Cedric Mullins as well now, and especially if he keeps this up through September.
I would agree, and hopefully both Cedric and Mateo take home a Gold Glove after this season concludes. Roch Kubatko from MASNsports.com. Always a pleasure, Roch. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.